Welcome back to our channel, where we are currently sharing a little recap style vlog of our recent trip cruising through the beautiful Norwegian fjords. And this is the morning of day 3, where we first woke up in the beautiful port of Stavanger. So for breakfast this morning we went to the Quays, which is a bit more of a casual dining spot. It's like a market style grab and go section where each different booth has different cuisine. There is like self-serve drinks and little snacks and yogurt and stuff as well, but I just wanted to point out for that specific customer machine that is an additional cost regardless of if you're on the drinks package or not. I think some people get caught out by that. But here's a look at some of the menus for a breakfast time at the Quays. After breakfast we got ready to head out into town, and just to point out, these are some of the digital boards that you can find around the ship on the days of the port days. It shows you like the temperature, what time you're expected back on board and things like that. But here is us getting off the ship. It was a very nice day actually. It was very warm, pleasant and sunny, a lot nicer than when we went in June 2025. So that was a really nice experience for us. And here is us just walking along just right after getting off the ship. It's a very smooth process if you haven't disembarked for a port day before. It's literally as easy as scanning your cruise card on the way out and you're free to wander wherever you like. Here is us looking at a super yacht that was docked right next to our ship. We were quite impressed, not so much for the price, we did Google it. A bit out of our price range unfortunately, but it was a nice little view. Also, just to point out, we did not have any excursions booked for our day in Stavanger. We didn't feel it was quite necessary for us personally. We were quite happy just to walk around the town and take everything in and have a relaxed morning, wandering and seeing the sights, and we were planning on returning to the ship for a lazy afternoon. If you did want to do an excursion in Stavanger, there are plenty that I'm aware of. There's lots of walk-in guided tours, rib rides and sort of mini cruises and boat rides out of the town. So there's plenty to keep you busy if you do want to do something like that. But here is the colourful town, which is one of the main attractions of Stavanger. I think for a lot of people it's essentially this really beautiful little street. All of the buildings are painted really bright and colourful, and there's lots of street art as well. Lots of really cool graffiti and paintings. This particular street is quite a big draw for a lot of tourists and a lot of visitors coming into Stavanger. I think it's worth a visit, definitely. It's very close to the port. It's a 10-minute walk, if that, so it's definitely worth a look. And then this is more of the town centre, I guess. There's a lot more shops and cafes around this part. It's again very close. Everything is very interlinked in Stavanger. And this is a random little building we went inside. It's essentially like a massive library, I think, but it looked really cool. So we went in, and they even have a little ice cream parlour in the library, which I think we need. If you're interested in shopping while you're in Stavanger, one thing to keep in mind is that a lot of the shops opened at I think about 10 o'clock in the morning, and because we got off straight away at about 9, a lot of the things were still closed, but not this chocolate shop, which is a little mini attraction. I think quite a lot of people tend to visit. They specialise in chili chocolate, I think it is, but they do lots of different artisan chocolate truffles. There's also an excursion there where you can do like a little chocolate workshop. So it's definitely worth a look. And here is us walking back to sort of near the port, and we passed the people on the Segway excursion as well. So there's plenty to do, definitely. This then brought us along to the famous area with all of the white houses, which is called Old Stavanger, I believe. It's a very beautiful, peaceful little town. You can see in the background there, the ship is literally right next to it. It's where people still live. It's very quiet and peaceful and worth a little walk along. I think there's also quite a few little cafes and things around there too. This was essentially where we called it a day. We looked around a few of the tourist and gift shops right on the port, but apart from that, we were happy to head back to the ship. It's obviously not the most exciting of port days you'll see in Stavanger on other vlogs, but it's just how we wanted to spend the day. I think we were quite tired still and overwhelmed from the amount to do everywhere. And then while it was still sunny outside and nice weather, we tried to have a little game of shuffleboard on deck 17, I believe it is. And embarrassingly, in this footage, we are playing it completely wrong. You're meant to aim for the markers on the far side of the little deck area. It definitely kept us entertained. Like, it's things like this you just don't do normally. But then this is footage from a little bit later on in the afternoon, about 3:30. This is the Stavanger Gospel Company, and they come on board, I think it's every single week, correct me if I'm wrong, but it might be every single week that Iona is docked in Stavanger. But they did a really beautiful performance in the Grand Atrium area. It was about half an hour, 45 minutes long, the set, and we got a really good seat. As you can see, we were literally right next to it. It was pure luck that we got it, but we managed to sit and enjoy that before going and getting ready for the evening ahead. And as well, since we were right next to the windows, we even got to see the super yacht from earlier on sail away, which was very cool. And then here is a little clip of the Stavanger Gospel Company performing. They were so incredibly talented, and I really highly recommend that if you get the chance on your port day in Stavanger, if you are visiting on Iona, to double check and see if they will be performing for you too. I think it is highlighted on the Horizon newsletter that you get for each day. But for dinner, as you can see, we went to the Beach House. This is a speciality restaurant. You pay a cover charge essentially. I think it's around £11 to £12 per person, but after that the majority of dishes, I want to say, are included, and there are some available for a supplement. We really enjoyed all our food here. It was a really lovely dinner, a little break up from the regular main dining room and everything. So if you look at the menu and you see things that you might think you'd enjoy, I would say that it's worth the trip, the extra little supplement that you pay for what you get. And while one member of our party then went to watch some of the World Cup games that were going on, we opted for the 710 Club, which is an adults only exclusive live music venue. You have to pre-book the night before you want to go. It's a really lovely little intimate venue. If you're interested in live music like that, I would recommend looking into that. They do about 3 to 4 sets a night. I want to say they're about 40 minutes long, so it's definitely worth a look. And it's completely free to go. You just have to pre-book because it is very popular. And then after, we had a quick look around the shops, while I think at this point in the evening it was quite quiet, fortunately, just to see what they had. There was lots of Iona merch in this specific shop, and they even had a very expensive wall of essentials if you did happen to forget anything. And this, from what I can tell from the footage, is essentially how we ended our night, because we wanted to get up early the next morning for the Olden sail-in. This brings us to our morning in the port of Olden. This is an absolutely beautiful port. I think it's very understandably quite a lot of people's absolute favourite out of all the ports you can visit on a Norwegian Fjords cruise. It's a very small little quaint town, but the views are incredible. As you can see, it was a bit cloudy on the day that we visited, but it definitely didn't take away from the absolute beauty you can see. It was, apart from the clouds, a really pleasant day again. We got very, very lucky with the weather on our trip. So we had a small wander around in the morning, because then in the afternoon from I think 12:30 we had an excursion booked for the Kjendall Glacier. I believe that's how you pronounce it. But this for me was probably one of the highlights of our entire trip. It was absolutely fabulous from start to finish. So essentially you start out with, I think it's about, I want to say half an hour on a coach. You are then dropped off for about a 45-minute boat ride. It's a very small little boat, as you'll see in a second. It takes you through some absolutely beautiful scenery, and it drops you right off at the Kjendall Glacier, or as far as you can get. So from this point, everyone is split into one of two groups, and we were in the first group. So essentially we first went into the little cafe and had some very traditional, absolutely beautiful Norwegian waffles. And then after, we swapped with the other half of the group and did the 10-minute or so bus journey, which takes you a lot closer to the glacier. This again was a really great experience. The guide was absolutely unbelievable with the facts he gave us, and he was so friendly and entertaining as well. So even for him, I would highly recommend. As you can see, you get very, very up close even on the bus journey, but afterwards, after the bus stops, you get about half an hour to walk up. It's about a 5-10 minute walk to get even closer and take some pictures, and that again was so enjoyable. And then here is a time lapse of the boat ride back to the bus journey, which eventually then took us back to the ship. It's all in all a really great excursion. I would highly recommend, if you have the time and the means in Olden, to give it a try. From start to finish, it was about 4.5 hours, I want to say, so just keep that in mind, especially if there is anything else in particular that you are wanting to do in Olden. This then brings us to another one of the highlights of the entire trip for us, which is the Olden sail away party. Essentially every single day that a ship docks in Olden, the people who live there put on quite an impressive feat. They play music for you through their very loud speakers at the pub, and they wave their flags, and it's a really, really lovely send off. You can see this happening from the starboard side of the ship, and I think that's something to definitely keep in mind if you are booking a balcony cabin on Iona. And more recently, as you can see, there are these little characters, these people in blow-up suits that come out and keep you entertained and dance along. And it's so cute. It's really, really, really fun. On this particular afternoon as well, there was a bit of a delay in the sail away time that we were supposed to have. I think quite a lot of excursion groups got held up, so we were waiting for quite a while. Even as you just saw, the security went out and took pictures with the people in the blow-up suits. But finally, soon enough, we were on our way. What made this even more special was that on this particular afternoon, there was a Norway World Cup game happening, and that little pub you can see was where a lot of the locals were actually coming in at the same time to go and watch the game, essentially. So when they arrived and the sail away party was ongoing still, they joined in, they got the flags, they danced, they took pictures. It was really such a lovely atmosphere. Even as you can see these little houses in the distance, they joined in. This is one of the experiences that you absolutely cannot miss. I've seen vlogs before where people completely miss out. They don't realise that it's happening. They're either in their cabin or doing something else. And my heart absolutely breaks for them, because you do not want to miss this. The atmosphere is unlike anything else. The After the sail away was finished up and we were smoothly on our way, we then went and got ready for dinner, which we had again in the main dining room on this night. And here you can see some of the options. This was a solid meal still. It probably wasn't the best meal we had on board, but we still enjoyed everything that we did eat. One thing I do have regrets about for this night was not getting that Moroccan spice leg of lamb, because when we were leaving the restaurant I passed someone who was just starting to eat theirs and it looked absolutely beautiful. So I was very upset that I missed out on that, but maybe for next time. As well, on this evening we were very tired. It had been a very long day at this point. We got up, I want to say about 5 o'clock in the morning. Some people get up earlier for the Olden sail-in just to see the fjords, but we were lagging, so I stopped by and filmed just from the back. This is Digital, the theatre show. We were booked in for the later 10:30 viewing, but we would not have made it anyway because we were very tired, but it was actually cancelled in the end because of an injury. So instead we watched a little bit of the sail away from the fjords and we called it a night there. So that brings us to the end of our vlog covering our days in Stavanger and Olden. We really do hope you enjoyed this little coverage. So thank you so much again for watching and we hope to see you next time.